LinkedIn over the last few months has been quietly changing their algorithm, and a lot of the advice that you've probably heard is simply outdated. If you're still chasing likes and connections, you're simply doing it wrong. You're optimizing for a game that simply doesn't exist anymore. Get a big name connection or brand to like your post, or go into an engagement pod where you probably spent a lot of money to get into and have them flood your comments. LinkedIn's new system, 360 Brew, is not about how many people saw your post. Rather, did they stop scrolling? Here are the 5 things that matter most. First, forget about impressions. Think about dwell time. That's the metric that this algorithm is focusing on. It's not about did someone go and see it, it's about did they stop, read, or simply scroll past. Which means your hook, the first 1 to 2 lines, roughly about 140 characters, that has to do the core of the work. What you want to do is create tension, not resolution. You want the reader to think, what happens next? Rather, oh, I've already seen this before. Second, LinkedIn continues to invest in optimizing for personal brands rather than branded accounts, which makes sense because people trust people rather than institutions. So if you're a founder, a marketer, CEO, whoever, what you really want to do is show up in person, not just being a logo, just posting regular updates. Third, the 80-15-5 rule. And this is really good for those who are not 100% sure of what they want to post on LinkedIn, but they're really keen to get started. This kind of gives a really good guide to the type of content that you should be posting to your connections. So the 80% should be your core 2 to 3 topics. 15% should be a bit more related adjacent topics. This could be stuff, let's say you're a marketing manager, maybe you could be talking about career growth or how to make a good hire for your department, stuff like that. And then the 5%, the stuff that you kind of don't post too often, but it's kind of good to kind of show, I guess, your human side rather than just your professional side. This is kind of, your off-brand, your personal topics. Now, the key to this is that the algorithm is constantly checking whether you're actually an authority in the various topics that you're actually speaking about. And if you stick to the 80%, which is your 2 to 3 core topics, it really helps LinkedIn to understand what your expertise lies in. Now, what I've done to help you out with this is I've actually got a guide available at martinsnipson.com. If you want to learn a little bit more and you want to see a couple of examples of the different types of posts in action, definitely worth checking that out. It is a downloadable document which you can go check, and I'm giving it away completely free. Fourth, and maybe this could surprise people, but first hour isn't the be-all end-all when it comes to publishing content on LinkedIn. Unlike a lot of platforms, which the first hour can be fairly important, LinkedIn posts can appear for weeks, even months, as long as people continue to engage and like with the content that they see. And a good tip too, especially if you are putting images in your post, make sure to include an alt text to the image. That can be a really handy SEO lever, particularly in the age of AI search. Fifth, originality wins. Did you know that about 50% of LinkedIn posts that you currently see online is either completely AI generated or recycled from someone else? Now, not to say that recycling other people's concepts and ideas isn't a bad thing. It's actually pretty smart, especially if there's proven hooks and stuff that work, which you want to include in your own stuff. But original content really stands out by default. And again, you can absolutely use viral hooks and posts as a bit of a starting point and a guide. You want to be strategic about this. But the key thing is that your story, experience, your opinions, they have to come from you. So remember this, a hook for dwell time, build a real human connection, stick to the 18-15-5 rule to get started on LinkedIn when you want to know and get a bit of a gist to what type of content you want to put on your LinkedIn profile. Give your post time to breathe and make sure that the content is coming from you. If you want to learn more about this topic, definitely go and check out martinsnipson.com or subscribe to this channel if you want any more marketing related content. See you guys next time.